Rādhā Rādhā! Okay, so here we go. We're going to do 2 blog entries because they're shorter. And they're from about a year ago. And it'll be about 2 or 3 months into wearing orange. So here we go with the first one. Blog entry 145 from 10/27 of 2024. I'm still here, and today I found myself hanging out at this mall I have been feeling pulled to visit. To my surprise, it's full of people. I thought it would be quieter. This transition I'm in still feels elusive, and Krishna keeps reminding me that he is on his way. He leaves space for me to stress myself out and then work my way back into trust, which becomes its own kind of growth. The purification through these clothes is so intense, such an unusual experience. I can feel they are meant to be worn for Krishna alone, because so far they seem to make everyone around me uncomfortable, no matter their age or background. I'm not sure what will unfold as I continue walking this path while wearing Krishna's clothing. I'm hearing that I should note more about the purification itself. So the angels come in and Krishna come in and let me know to talk more about this. Over the past few days, it feels like everything I've ever done in all of my past lives is being pulled up and cleared out. The process is incredibly thorough, like a heavy sludge being drawn from the depths of my heart, and still there's no flashing sign showing how far I am from the destination I long for, deeper connection with Krishna. So the purification was bringing up all the past lives and heaviness and connectedness and also things in this life. When you do your devotion in Bhakti Yoga and you're meditating with Radha and Krishna and you're sitting there with them and you're focused on them, at that point they're cleaning your karmas. And I know you've heard that like 100,000 times from everyone, but the karmas are from this lifetime and past lifetimes. So it's a lot deeper than it seems. A lot of the time we'll think, because our material understanding and perception is this life, this body is all that matters, because that's part of the material hook. But so when you're having purification, you'll be thinking it's just from this lifetime, which part of it will be. But again, it's much deeper than that. And it's incredibly thorough on the Bhakti Yoga path with the purification. Yeah, so it's really interesting in that kind of way. So when you're in your spiritual practice and you're feeling the heaviness of purification, know that it's way more than what's going on right now in this moment, or what it seems like is going on right now in this moment to your mind and your senses, because, yeah, it goes way deeper than that. That's good to keep in mind. Super important. Okay, next blog entry. Here we go. Rādhā Rādhā! I like that part. Blog entry 146 from 10/29 of 2024. I'm starting to feel more of a groove now. The angels had hinted that changes were coming, and I can see those changes beginning to unfold. Krishna has also told me that people would start treating me differently, and suddenly it's happening. I've gone from feeling invisible to having people see me, speak to me, and even ask, how can I help you? One man in particular began teaching me about the cultural differences I hadn't experienced before. In the West, I'd always been used to just talking to everyone, but in the East, many won't initiate conversation so as not to disturb someone in orange who may be in meditation. It's been eye-opening to learn how much the clothing itself shapes interactions. I've met some new people recently, and some of these connections have been more straightforward, others more complicated, but each is unfolding in its own way. Radha and Krishna have shown me who seems aligned with growth and who may require patience and discernment. No matter how either connection unfolds, the most important thing is that it gives me hope, because I know Krishna is pleased in guiding things in the direction he wants them to go. It amazes me how different I feel in between these journal entries. Each time I return to write, it feels like I don't have to reach as far to connect with this truth that wearing orange isn't just something I put on, but something I am. Not long ago, I never would have believed I could cross this inner gap of understanding. But here I am, Krishna carrying me across. Yeah, it's amazing. Wow. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I have for today on these journal entries. Yeah. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Sorry, before I forget. So, I know I mentioned this a long time ago, but I'm going to say it again because it is important. When you're on your spiritual path and you're on your spiritual journey and you're purifying this lifetime's karmas and past lifetime's karmas, like what we said previously, it's really important to not hold on to anything. So that's what my teacher says. And he told me that a long time ago, and that's really good advice. And it's challenging. It's not easy, and I don't want to make it seem like it is. But the more we can let go of the things around us, not so much throw them away, but let go of the attachment to the things around us, the more space opens for, as we get closer to our divine selves, who we really are and who our souls really are, and we move closer to Radha and Krishna, what we like as a divine soul is going to be potentially different than what we like as a material person. And I know that sounds it's like duh, but it's when you're in the process, our senses and our mind and the experience is so powerful. It's easy to think what we think we like right now, ego, things like that, what we think we like right now, what we think we are right now, you have like a bigger piece of it, and you can say, okay, I'll let go of that. But then there's these subtleties to it. So those subtleties will show up in different ways, and it's important to actively release those when you can and let them go. And again, it's the attachment. So it's not actually getting rid of relationships or houses or things or materialness in that way. It's the attachment to it. And so it's important to meditate on that and to feel the differences of it. So feel the attachment to the item and then letting go of the item. So it's not so much whether the person, place, or thing is there or not. It's the emotional response you feel inside to it being there or not. So there's a big importance on understanding, releasing the attachment to a material thing and the actual material thing. There's a huge difference in the two. But yeah, so I hope that helps. So the more space that you can keep and hold and not hold on to anything as you move forward on your spiritual path, the more space you have to grow into your divinity. And it makes a really big difference. And it helps just weaving it into your day-to-day focus in your spiritual practice. Yeah. All right. Well, that's definitely all I have to say right now for today. Thanks so much for tuning in and following along. I appreciate your support. And Radhe, 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 Radhe. Have a great rest of your day. Radhe, 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 Radhe.